Hey, our first president had a big house in Virginia, and we're gonna go check it out today. It's called Mount Vernon. Come along for the ride.
Oh, that's just drop off here.
This is the Mount Vernon Inn restaurant, and the shop's at Mount Vernon. Oh my God, they got a pretty big parking lot. And this is where you buy the tickets. And there are tours that will gather to give you a closer tour inside the mansion.
Wow. What are they doing to it?
And there are immaculate gardens here at Mount Vernon too. Turns out George liked to garden. We're getting ready to join a tour. We're passing some, right here it says overseer's quarters. This may be a little bit more controversial today, but at one time there were slave quarters here at Mount Vernon. This is the women's bunk room. 15 women with their children would reside in these tight quarters here. It looks like they had a lot of cornbread and cheese. And look how they keep everything looking nice and fresh. The fence is getting fresh coats of paint today. Here's the male slave quarters.
Out this way and along. I mean, you could go either way, but if you just go along this
Mount
way,
Vernon allows you to interact with historical characters.
So we go around your building.
Or you go around this way through the gate and through the next gate.
So you're the distillery manager.
I'm looking for my father, James Anderson. He is a Scotsman with a beard, a bit older than me. Obviously, if you see him walking about, please tell him John is looking for him.
According to our map, this is a blacksmith stop. Hey, weren't you supposed to tell this guy something?
What was I supposed to
You
tell?
said the guy with the beard. You wanted to see him.
No, he said the distillery guy with the beard.
Oh, so they got a lot of guys. They got a lot of guys. They have a lot of guys with the beards here at Mount Vernon.
So we make a lot of nails in here today for various restoration efforts on the estate.
Oh, wow. So if something needs to be fixed, you do it the way they would have done it back in the
Same technology, same techniques that were available, yes.
If you were walking along the Potomac, there's some guys painting, keeping this place up. Yes. Look at all these people waiting for the tour of the mansion. It's going a color change. It looks more of like an ivory rather than a white. Beautiful red barrel tile roof. But this crowning feature is the cupola with the weathervane.
I mean, my recommendation.
It's my ticket, but I know it says 11.
The exterior facade is not stone. It's wood. This is close up. That has been made to look like stone. And Mount Vernon is great for field trips for kids. Now let's do a pan of Mount Vernon.
In the course of about 50 years, Mount Vernon was transformed from a 5-room house to a 21-room house, which you guys will get to explore today.
They have special rules that you're not supposed to take any pictures inside Mount Vernon. So I'm going to stop taking pictures, but this is a parlor room. Goodbye, guys. And now we're on the rear portico overlooking the Potomac River here in Virginia. I love looking at the great classic columns of this, I believe, Federalist architecture.
Beautiful view of the Potomac River here. It stretches a mile wide. That is the state of Maryland on the other side.
Anytime between 5 and 7? Oh, okay, yes. Okay, so we'll see you at 17.
So we will have a swearing in of new citizens here on the lawn tomorrow morning. Lots of special events. We'll have a band playing, daytime fireworks.
Oh, we've been everywhere.
Okay, I gotta turn the video off, but here's the foyer. Walking along this portico here, we're about ready to enter the kitchen. Here's a classic view of Mount Vernon, overlooking the Potomac River. And in colonial times, George and Martha had to grow their own vegetables for their guests. Now this trail is a little bit steep. There were many pastures for horses. Hey, now we're walking parallel with the Potomac River. We're on our way to check George Washington's final burial. George passed away at 66 following a bad throat infection. Okay, now we must become very silent. This is George Washington's final resting spot, his tomb. I believe there are 2 obelisks and a nice brick tomb. And I believe this is the old or first tomb for burial. Okay, this is the spot where George Washington was first buried. But he put in his will that he wanted a better, newer tomb built. So years later, a second tomb was created.
I think we can go this way here.
This is my workout for the month.
And here's the spirit of Mount Vernon. It's a water ferry. There's an exhibit here called The Visionary Farmer. Here's a guy sawing wood here in Mount Vernon. Horses stomped grain here.
Walk around them.
No, they're trotting.
So they have to trot.
They're trotting.
How
Yes.
do you get them to trot?
Simple. Trot up,
And they go.
and they go. Because he designed this while he was president. Why? Because you want the horses to trot in a circle.
Is that wheat thing they were talking about?
Yes, this is the wheat thing that we're talking about.
They found out the. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's the part you're gonna eat. You see
This thing here is what
those
becomes bread.
seeds, yeah. They come off, the horses stomp it off, then it goes underneath, they take it, and then they bring it to the grist
But how does it
mill.
get separated from the stem?
Because the horses are gonna stomp on it. No, it'll fall off and go through the hole.
And there's also a shuttle bus that will take you from the Potomac River up to the gift stores and restaurants. And there's a food court after you're through exploring Mount Vernon. I see pizza, burgers, fries, nachos, and you can also buy drinks. There's also a museum on site too. Oh, I like it. Hi George, how are you? I'm good. Come to my museum and look at my teeth. This is very interesting. George Washington's will stipulated that upon Martha's death, all the slaves would be free and that funds would be available to help them navigate back to freedom. Look at those choppers. They belong to George Washington. They are one of the highlights of a special exhibit here at the Donald and Nancy deLaski Gallery. It starts about good dental habits in 1755 all the way to losing teeth until we end up here as we look at these choppers. And the gift shop here is huge. There's also another dining room at the Mount Vernon Inn. Hey, I hope you enjoyed your tour of Mount Vernon today. And remember to subscribe to the Tie Down CPA channel.